Welcome to Season's blog. Yield is the backbone of healthy financial systems. It's the invisible force channeling capital to where it's the most needed, where it can be the most productive. It fuels everything from infrastructure development to business growth. But somewhere along the way, the systems that generate and distribute yield started breaking down, leaving users underserved. And as we're building Seasons to fix this, let's look at the current state of yield, how we got here, and what's next. Decades of decline. Yield in traditional finance. Savings account interests, that is the baseline of traditional yield, went from double-digit returns in the 1980s to near zero rates through the 2010s. They currently hover around 4 to 5% on average for high-yield accounts. Government bonds have also gone from offering about 10% in the 1980s to barely beating inflation. While this particularly applies to the US, the global scenario hasn't been much different either. What this means is that your money has been increasingly making less money over the past 4 or 5 decades. Meanwhile, living costs have gone up significantly. Among other evils, this has been compelling people to take on more debt, hampering their financial and mental well-being. Many have even taken to gambling to make ends meet, which is no less than a global disaster. The promise and pitfalls of crypto yield. Decentralized finance, DeFi, used blockchain technology to develop new mechanisms of generating yield that don't exist in traditional finance. For example, staking rewards users for securing networks, liquidity provision compensates them for enabling trading. Lending protocols create markets where lenders and borrowers can interact with intermediaries. Read our non-technical primer on yield to know more about these sources of DeFi yield and how they work. Besides offering higher yield, DeFi systems are typically more accessible to than traditional instruments. They have much lower entry barriers, thanks to their open, permissionless nature. But despite the upsides, existing crypto-based yield systems have a critical limitation. They are too dependent on the market price and short-term volatility of the so-called yield-bearing assets. So when the markets go down, yield goes down. This leads to common scenarios such as you lock up tokens in a staking protocol to earn more of the same token. Then the token price drops 50% and your yield does too. You put tokens into a liquidity pool and get a portion of the trading fees as a reward. But if any of these tokens collapse during a bear market, your losses can completely wipe out the gains. Moreover, projects often distribute yield in highly inflationary native tokens. As more tokens come into circulation, that is, supply increases, their value depletes. The yield you earn is worth less over time. These are essentially the same core issues facing traditional yield, just wrapped in different mechanisms. And no matter how it's packaged, price-dependent yield is not sustainable yield. Deriving yield from activity, not hopium. Resilient yield systems aren't built on the hope that prices will go up one day. They facilitate activity, generate value from fees, and distribute that value as yield. More transactions, activity, leads to more fees collected, leads to more yield for everyone. That's our core thesis for Seasons, with which we enable sustainable yield that's liquid in any market condition. Our protocol generates yield based on transaction volume and velocity, rather than the price of any underlying asset. Briefly, here's how it works. You hold at least 10,000 SEES tokens in your Solana-based crypto wallet to start earning yield. It's like a membership pass. Whenever someone buys or sells SEES tokens on decentralized exchanges, DEXs, they pay a 10% fee. This fee is automatically collected in an on-chain account, specifically a smart contract, that anyone can verify. Our protocol distributes the collected fees directly to the wallet, where you hold 10K plus SEES tokens in real time, without any additional steps on your part. Thanks to this volume-based model, you earn long-term yield on Seasons when markets rise and when they fall. Because what runs this system isn't price, but a thriving community that actively interacts with the platform. And as this global community grows, there will be more yield for everyone. Building your altcoin portfolio with tokenized yield. Most, if not all, existing yield systems distribute yield in native tokens that can't hold value over time. Seasons, however, distributes them in alternative assets like Solana meme coins. This serves as a first-of-its-kind, automated portfolio builder solution for yield earners. By simply holding 10,000 plus Cs in your wallet, you also start accumulating a diversified, curated mix of assets. You no longer have to buy them separately, across exchanges or other venues, paying gas fee for each purchase and sale. On top of that, because you earn yield in liquid assets and not our native Cs token, you're absolutely free to use it however you like. There are no lock-ins, hidden costs, or other hassles. With Seasons, you're always in full control of not just your Cs tokens, but also the yield you earn on the platform. And it works for you, irrespective of how the Cs token's market performance or short-term volatility. Markets rise and fall. Yield is here to stay. By designing a new yield mechanism from the ground up, we're solving pain points at both ends of the spectrum: yield generation and distribution. We're transforming sustainable yield from the fair-weather dream that it is today into the tangible, accessible reality that it can be in the future. If you're tired of chasing yield that works only when numbers go up, if you're frustrated of earning yield in assets that lose their value, if you're exhausted from jumping across platforms to build your altcoin portfolio, Seasons is for you. Markets may rise and fall, but with Seasons, yield is here to stay and work for you on your terms. Get ready to experience 4 seasons of growth, starting soon.